Hello and welcome back to Mark's House and Garden UK. I'm sat by my asparagus bed, which is now nearly 2.5 years old. In this video, I'm going to talk about asparagus, how to plant it, how to care for it, how to harvest it, and how to cook it. So, as I just mentioned, this asparagus bed is 2.5 years old. It's going into its third season, and it's just starting to produce lots of spears. You can see them there if I hold this piece of white paper behind them. I've got two different types of asparagus in here. I've got purple ones like this, and down at the back here I've also got some green ones. The green ones always come up later than the purple ones. And the purple ones, interestingly, have been developed to be not chewy when it's cooked. Right, so when you plant asparagus, you buy these things called crowns. They're like spiders. They've got a root with a load of roots dangling out to the bottom, and I did that here 2.5 years ago. I should be able to drop in some footage. And what you do is you mound up the soil in the center of a ditch or a pit, and then you dangle those roots over the outside, and then you fill the pit up so that the roots are over either side of the raised bit in the middle. And then you water it, and you're supposed to leave it without harvesting them for 2.5 years. And it's very tempting to come out here in the first season or second season and start taking the spears, but the idea is you leave them to grow, and that then feeds the root, and the stronger and healthier you can get the root, the more asparagus you will have in the future. So a little bit of investment of time in waiting means that you will eventually get a crop. Now this will crop for 20 years, and I'm 57, so this will crop until I'm nearly 80, so I can enjoy asparagus probably for the rest of my life. Now this bed has to be kept clear of weeds. You don't want to let it have any competition. And what you do is, in the springtime when it starts to shoot up spears, after about 2.5 seasons, you can start coming out and harvesting them. And the ones that you harvest must be 6 to 10 inches tall. And the way you harvest them is you get a sharp knife, and I'll bring the camera in close so that you can see this. You basically go in right at the bottom of the spear and cut it off like that. So I'm just going to harvest the 3 here, which I think big enough to harvest. And I'm going to leave the others in place. So there's 3 from that. And you can see here already that I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more spears to harvest in the future. And we'll take those inside in a moment and cook them. Right, you harvest between March and mid-June. In mid-June, you're supposed to stop harvesting and let the spears continue to grow into a plant. That way, they will then rejuvenate the roots and feed it so that it's able to produce more crops next year. If you keep harvesting throughout the summer, it will exhaust the root. So let it grow after about mid-June. So during the cropping season, I will feed this bed, and the way I feed it is with pelleted chicken manure. Just sprinkle some around the base of each crown, and then give it a good watering, and it should be kept really well watered. You can imagine that these plants are sucking out lots of nutrients out of the ground here to produce this crop, and they do grow very, very quickly. And I'm going to take those inside in a moment and cook them for you. Right, harvest between mid-March and mid-June. Towards the end of June, stop harvesting and let it grow. Almost let it go to seed, and that way the plant can rejuvenate itself and feed the crown. If you carry on harvesting throughout the summer, you will exhaust the crown and you won't get a good crop next year. Now, during the cropping season, I will feed this asparagus, and the way I feed it is with some pelleted chicken manure, and I just sprinkle a handful around the base of each asparagus plant. Now there are 2 here which are not showing, so I'm going to put some here as well, and then I will give that a really good watering in so that that pelleted chicken manure starts to break down and soak into the soil so it can feed these plants. If you think about it, how much crop they're producing, it must be really quite tiring for the plants. So it's important they get fed and really well watered during the cropping season. I can see on this plant here there are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 crowns coming up. So I'm going to have a really good harvest this year. The green ones here, they're not ready yet. But as these start to diminish, I'm quite sure that they will take off. Towards the end of the summer, mid-June, you stop harvesting and you let the plant grow. So you let these spears continue to grow, and then they will branch out into quite a bushy fern-like plant. And you just let that stay as a plant for the rest of the season. But it's really important towards the end of autumn that you cut it right back, because those plants can act like sails in the wind and they can damage the rootstock, and you don't want any damage to that rootstock because it can allow disease in. So towards the end of the season, autumn time, cut it right back down to the ground. What I also do in the autumn time is I go and get a barrow load of well-rotted manure from a neighbour's ponies and just top dress, and that helps to replenish the soil. This is a raised bed, so it's a limited resource, but if I put manure on the top, all the worms and microbes in the soil, the manure, will work that down and aerate the soil at the same time. So I should get a crop every year now for the next 20 years. So let's just summarise what we've said so far. Plant it, then leave it for a couple of years. When you start to harvest it between March and June. Cut it right down to the base when they're about 6 to 10 inches tall. In the summer, stop harvesting, let it grow, let the plant rejuvenate, but then do cut all that growth down in the autumn. Top dress with manure and feed throughout the season with some kind of food. You could use liquid seaweed. I use this pelleted chicken manure. Right, we've reached the stage now where we're going to cook these. So let's go into the kitchen. Right, I hope you can see me okay. I find it notoriously difficult to get the lighting right when I'm filming inside. So there's our asparagus, 3 little spears, and I'm just going to chop the ends off, the ends near the root. Not much, I don't want to waste it. That can go on the compost heap. Now, I give that a bit of a rinse under the tap. Lots of ways you can cook asparagus. You can fry it in a frying pan in some oil for about 8 minutes. Add a little bit of pepper. You can even use a griddle pan like this one, and those will leave lovely marks on the asparagus. This is an asparagus pan. So it has this little cradle inside that you drop your asparagus in, and you put a small amount of water in the bottom and you let that simmer. So it cooks the stalks and it steams the top. And I think that's a really good way of doing it. And you can also cook it in the oven. Now, if you're going to put it on a baking tray, what I do, and again, it's up to you, I always think the tips are slightly more delicate than the stalks. So what I do is I get some foil, put that on there like that, put the asparagus on it, drizzle it with oil, and then I fold the foil over the top just to protect the top of the spears. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to cut them in half and put them on the griddle pan. And I think by far the best way to eat your asparagus is dipped in a runny free-range egg from my neighbour's hens in the garden about 20 minutes after I've harvested it. Oh, that is absolutely delicious. Move a bit closer. Perfect. I hope you've enjoyed that. See you soon for some more asparagus adventures. Bye for now.